basic idea of a decentralized exchange is to have crowdsource of liquidity, so to pool liquidity together. So what the liquidity providers are doing are not really competing with each other, but they are somewhat sharing the gains and losses that that derive from depositing those tokens in the exchange. For example, if we think about Uniswap, Uniswap is the largest decentralized exchange. They handle a pool where you can any investors, any liquidity demanders can swap tokens, token pairs. For example, if there are currently 100 token A and 10 token B in the pool that have been deposited by these liquidity providers, if I am an investor, if I want to get liquidity, what I can do, I can swap token A for token B or vice versa. Right, so I directly interact with the smart contract and I take out some token A for token B or vice versa. This is, of course, an alternative to doing two transactions. For example, first swapping token A for some fiat currency and then using the proceeds from these fiat currencies to buy token B. For example, I don't have to, if token A is Bitcoin, token B is Ethereum, I can directly swap Bitcoin for Ethereum without going from Bitcoin to dollars and then dollars to Ethereum. Okay. So as I mentioned, really anybody who owns both tokens is allowed to be a liquidity provider, right? So really, it's not only designed for professional investors or professional market makers, but anybody really is allowed to provide liquidity. And what happens is that after you have provided liquidity, you become like a shareholder of the pool. So you get pool tokens, and these pool tokens will be used to claim shares of the pool at the time where you decide to exit. For example, if the pool is currently 100 token A and 10 token B, and you are a liquidity provider and you want to deposit, you have to, first of all, deposit according to the ratio of token A and token B that you observe in the pool. So that means that if you want to deposit 10 token A, you have to put 1 token B because the ratio of token A to token B is 10 to 1. If you do that, you will get 4 pool tokens, right? Because you are basically holding 1/11 of the entire share in the pool. So that means that at the time where you exit the pool, you will get 1/11 of the entire amount of reserves that there are in the pool at that time. Okay, so now it comes to the point of defining what is the price at which these transactions are executed. And the algorithm or the smart contract which implements this pricing function is called the automated market maker. So what the automated market maker does is essentially making sure that before and after the trade, a specific function remains constant. For example, if we have, let's say, 100 token A and 100 token B, and a new transaction occurs where a liquidity demander wants to exchange token A for token B, so he deposits in the pool 5 token A, so that the number of token A in the pool goes from 10 to 15, and he wants to take out token B, so the number of token B in the pool decreases. But the key condition that needs to be satisfied is that the value of the function at the reserves before the trade and after the trade needs to remain constant. For example, if the function that is being implemented is the product function, that means that if we have 100 tokens, well, if the value of the function is 100 before the trade, because there are 10 token A and 10 token B, after the trade, when you deposit 5 token A and we took out token B, we need to make sure that this product is also 100. So in order for this to happen, it means that the number of token B that you get out is really smaller than 5, than the amount of tokens that you deposited. In this specific example, it's essentially 3.33. So what this is saying is that the trade has a price impact. So this is basically replacing the price impact that we have in traditional market microstructure model with the price impact which derives from the convexity of the pricing curve, which is being chosen by the smart contract. So the more convex this curve is, and the larger will be the price impact, which means that you will basically lose more when you trade or when you swap tokens. For example, if you had 0 price impact, it means that you had a straight line. In that case, if you want to deposit 5 token A, you can take out 5 token B. But the more convex the curve is, the larger will be the price impact. And this is a very important consideration to take into account when you decide to trade. Okay, next question is, okay, why would a liquidity provider deposit in the first place? So what is his incentive to deposit tokens in the pool? And this incentive is essentially to gain from the fees of anybody who wants to trade. So that means that if you are a trader, you want to swap token A for token B, you want to deposit 10 token A and you want to extract 1 token B, you can do that, but you have to pay a fee which is proportional to the amount of token that you are depositing in the pool. So in this case, you want to take out 1 token B, you deposit 10 token A, you have to pay a fee which is basically a percentage of 10. The current fee that is charged by Uniswap is around 0.03%, right? So this means that you multiply this 10 by 0.03%, effectively creating tokens which are added to the pool. So it's like as if instead of 10 token A, you are essentially putting in the pool more than 10 token A, which is good because at the time where you decide to exit, you will get a larger amount of reserves, like for the same number of pool tokens that you hold.